What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to talk about my first week with the Nintendo Switch 2. It's your boy, Brimezus, the wisest and most powerful of all nerds. Alright, like I said before on this channel, the original Nintendo Switch is the greatest console ever made. You can check that video out right here. I stand on that. Only problem, it's old. 8 years deep. That's a long time for a console, but what a legendary run. I've been a religious Nintendo gamer since the N64 era. Owned and played every Nintendo console front to back. I was still playing my OG Switch the week before launch of this beautiful device right here, the Nintendo Switch 2. It's already controversial. Now, the Switch 2 dropped hot, sold out everywhere. Everybody wants one. And while there's a lot to love, some of it is obvious. There is also a lot of haters, including my best friend, Quiet Tucker, who's been crying about the $450 price tag. But let's chill for a second. The PS5 dropped at $500 5 years ago. And if you adjust for inflation, $450 today is basically $399 in 2020 money. And the PS5 has never gone on sale. It's still sitting at $499 to this very day. If I would know, I bought and flipped several PS5s for fun. So let's not act like the Nintendo Switch 2 is an overpriced scam. It's fair game. The PS5 drop was real. Also, can we talk about how the PS5 had nothing to play when it launched? I beat Spider-Man Miles Morales in like 2 days. Then I sat around twiddling my thumbs until Gran Turismo 7 came out, which, don't get me wrong, is a masterpiece. But that wait, which was like, I don't know, like a year and a half, maybe more, was painful. Meanwhile, the Nintendo Switch 2 dropped with Mario Kart, access to the entire OG Switch library, and more critical acclaim games than the PS5 even has now. So miss me with all that bullcrap, please. Power, portability, and price. Let me make this very simple. The Switch 2 portable has Nintendo exclusive games, runs the old library better, it costs less, and lets you poop and play like a king. PS5 runs like 6 games in 8K, and only 3 will get hit 60 frames per second at the same time. You happen to own a $2,000 television at minimum, okay? So any of those features of 8K, which is gonna be in scarcity, you can't even have unless you have at least a $2,000 TV. And don't even get me started on the Xbox Series X. Biggest flop of the generation, still costs $600. And they're also raising the prices on their games. No good exclusives, no first party heat, no reason to exist. Switch 2 didn't even reinvent the wheel, and that's a good thing. It still looks and feels like a Nintendo console, still switchy, see what I did there? And now it looks like it actually belongs in 2025. Just like how phones evolve, same core idea, just more refined. I finally got to test handheld mode today, and I could not pick a better location, the toilet. Yes, the battlefield, the war room, the sacred gamer throne, it was beautiful. A mini or pro version is definitely coming, I'm calling it now. They're gonna drop a Switch 2 Lite or Pro or something with extra letters after the name. They've done it with the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance SP, the DS, DSi, 3DS, 3DS, 3DS XL. The OG Switch got a light and even the old LED model, so you know how Nintendo does, you know how Nintendo do, and I'm gonna buy all of them anyway, so whatever. The Virtual Console came back in swinging, you know, so let's talk about what really had me scream like a kid about Christmas. The Switch 2 Virtual Console is different. The GameCube expansion pass is insane. You get F-Zero GX, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and Soul Calibur 2 GameCube Edition featuring Link from the Jump, which are like 3 of my top 10 GameCube games, if not even top 5, by the way. I don't have a Wii anymore, and my Wii U game charger is, or gamepad charger is fried, so I can't even play Wind Waker HD as of right now. Maybe I should try later. And I was dumb enough to sell my copy of Soul Calibur 2 years ago, I think. So this dropped a blessing from above, specifically targeted to me. And they didn't just port it, they gave it a facelift. Better resolution, widescreen support. F-Zero GX is gorgeous, but humbled me quick. I used to be a monster at that game. Now I can barely make it through story mode on hard mode, I get back in the lab again and find my inner child again. There's still a bunch of games I've yet to finish from the Switch 1. Pokemon finally looks like how it's supposed to be from the start. I'm a shiny hunter, I'm a competitive player, I'm locked in. I still gotta beat the latest Fire Emblem. I only played the first 3 chapters. And don't even judge me as probably the greatest Link player of all time. I still haven't beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Brimezus Link versus Dexter Ness. Now, for a long time at the early stages of Smash 4, everyone, including myself, thought Brimezus was the best Link in Smash. His match with Dexter had like 79k views, and that was for a long time the highest the highest single watch Link match on YouTube for a number of years. I think now.
I know, but I did grind all the shrines. I found the 5th stage and now I'm ready to fight Ganondorf. And now I get to finish all the Switch 2 with better graphics. Yeah, the timing couldn't be better for me. Upcoming games I'm hyped for, Mario Kart World already owns my soul. Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out in July. Kirby Forgotten Land drops in August, basically a whole new game. And I haven't for the Nintendo Switch. I haven't even played it yet. So again, that's like a personal blessed from God to me again. Updated graphics and plus additional content. Come on now. Pokemon Legends EA in October. Might finally grab Street Fighter 6. I'm glad I waited to come with all the DLC, all the Switch version, which saves you a lot of money. And I'm a Street Fighter fan. Thinking about getting Daemon X Machina 2 in September. We got Metroid Prime 4 probably dropping this holiday. A new Hyrule Warriors on the way, and I still gotta call my boy Chris to help me finish Age of Calamity. What we know is coming, and what will break the internet, here it was guaranteed down the line. We got a new 3D Mario game coming eventually. A Gen 10 Pokemon game coming eventually. Pokemon Champions. A new Super Smash Brothers. And maybe the biggest one of all, it's surprising me saying this, if Nintendo releases a remastered Melee with updated graphics, rollback netcode, online ranked mode, bro. The competitive Melee scene has been alive for 20 years, running on CRT TVs and GameCube. You give them online supported official Melee, that's not a console drop, that's a religious experience. So yeah, my first week with the Nintendo Switch 2, glorious, I'm already in deep, great design, elite library, fire roadmap. If you're a Nintendo fan, new or old, this is your console. This is Brimezus, the wisest, most powerful of all nerds, reminding you to like the video, sub to the channel, and drop a comment if you've ever bodied your friends with Link and Soul Calibur 2 like it was personal, and tell Prieto to stop hating. Is over. Peace, power, and perfect item boxes. Brimezus is out. Ha.